Gender swapping sounds exactly what it's like. Taking a character of one gender and switching it to the opposite gender. It's been a trope since the beginning of time, and of course, it carries its own controversy. So, why all of a sudden am I posting a video? Kinda weird, right? Cause there's been this silly little post going around on Twitter that I keep on seeing, and it's kinda getting annoying. Besides, this isn't the first instance of this happening, and definitely won't be the last. So the post in question we're going to be talking about is from an artist called Cami Momkru, and their gender-swapped version of Miguel O'Hara from the new Spider-Verse movie. There has been multiple posts going around calling this piece lazy and over-sexualized, and a bunch of other things. So, is this art lazy and over-sexualized? Well, let's break this down. Gender swaps of male characters in particular have been critiqued on how they portray the character as being a woman. Typically, they have a curvy body and long hair, and this can be seen for the opposite side when switching female characters with them having short hair and abs. People have called this out as stereotyping and sexualization of these genders. They aren't wrong. I have seen many different interpretations of different characters and what they would look like as the opposite gender, and they're completely unrecognizable. But here's the thing. Gender is complex and never is linear. Throughout the years, there has been certain characteristics that are associated with many of them. It affects many different things, so it's honestly up to interpretation. While yes, you can argue that a piece of artwork fits into a stereotype, that becomes oxymoron in itself, because people who associate with that gender can be like the so-called stereotype, like women being curvy and having long hair, or men's with abs and short hair. Stuff like this depends on personal interpretation, and in this case, this is one interpretation of this character. And while it isn't wrong, so aren't the other ones that interpret this character's gender differently. At the same time, there are still some core concepts with certain characters that, if removed, changes the character completely, and that should be something in consideration when gender swapping. In particular, I saw this thread saying that people who have been calling out this artist are right because it is sexist and basic. And as I said, with something so interpretive, people can have this opinion and not be wrong. Rather, it's the way people have been confronting it. The main reason why this was being posted everywhere was because of a quote tweet going around saying, boring, yawning, sloppy, lazy. Sure, you can say this as your opinion, but it's not going to come across well, let alone get your point across. People were bringing up genuine criticism, like how some felt like ethnic features were being erased. That's something that's clearly valid and you can share with the artist and they can do whatever they want with it. Also, I really don't think it's a good idea to make an artwork that clearly has malicious intent behind it, then complain and blame minors when you get called out for it. Just have some more respect for yourself, man. Is it me, or this shit would never happen in real life? I feel like people are starting to become a little too comfortable now. I didn't want to mention this in the video because I'd rather stick to the artistic sides of the argument, but I feel like it might come up in the comments either way. The artist here has apparently been blackmailed due to this artwork. I'm aware this person has apparently done shitty things in the past, and they have owned up to it, but I think it's safe to say that this isn't cool. I don't care if you're trying to expose a bad person. This is one of the worst ways to go about doing it. It makes you no better. Also, can we please stop waiting for a person to get into controversy to tell people that they could potentially be a bad person? It feels like you never had good intentions this entire time. I apologize for being absent and this being the first video you guys have gotten from me in a few months. I mean, even my character design has changed, and that's saying something. I promise that I am slowly working on stuff behind the scenes, and hopefully a more constructive video will come out soon. As always, let me know your own personal opinions on this topic in particular. I would love to hear them. And see you next time, whenever that will be.